We have liftoff. Hey guys, Thomas here and John. Wait, point this way. Man, it seems like ages that we've been together on one screen like this, and have had a chance to chat in public about the stuff that is working and not working.
Exactly. I think it's a case of like we've been extremely busy with a few different projects, and we've come up for air. That's why I feel right now. I've managed to come up for air.
That's
so
exactly right.
No, it's great, and so to be catching up with you again. Yeah, we missed out on our chats.
Yes. So the thing about it is, John has moved to the sticks since last time we talked, and is kind of like, how does the internet work with like wire, like the wire phone over the satellite? Like it's like really adventurous, right? So if John is a little stuttery, that's why. Okay, so don't hold it against us. It's because he's in the sticks and he's getting better service as we speak. So look at who's all there. Let's say hi to some people. There's Adrian. This is Adrian. This is not Adrian.
We got Imran.
Yeah, so now you do something. Okay, there you go. Awesome, Imran. Thank you for coming. We got Rob. Still traffic. Okay. Oh, there's a bunch of questions actually here already. Super excited. Stephanie, Alex, questions. Sergey, have to be here. Basel, and down. Ethan, curious to know what's working in Q4. Peter, what are you going to talk about in Singapore? Kimberly, okay, this is awesome. There's already a whole bunch of things on here. So guys, let's talk about a little bit about what's going on here, right? We're going to be in Singapore again for the second time in this year. I can't wait, and it's so exciting. It is totally cool because I love Singapore. Last time I went was in February for our Pixel Mastery event, and it was actually the very first time I went to Asia, and I got to meet, all the friendliness and all the awesomeness of the people in Asia. I never knew what I was missing out on, and I really wanted to go back really badly. So then I was jumping up and down when Steve Tan, who was at our Singapore Mastermind event, Pixel Master event, said, "Hey, Thomas, we're going to have an event in Singapore. It's going to be huge. It's going to be in October 21st and 22nd. You want to come over and speak?" And I say, "Yeah, sure, I'm going to speak. That's going to be awesome, right? What do you want me to speak about?" He said, "Well, Facebook Pixel, what else? You're the Pixel Whisperer. You're going to talk about the Facebook Pixel." And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Steve's event. It's called the Ecom World Summit event. This is a great title, right? Good name. And it's just an incredible lineup that we have there. And so we have a very limited amount of VIP tickets for that event available. We do. And you cannot get them anywhere else, but here through us. It is really, really limited. Only a handful of VIP tickets. Now, one of these tickets we're going to give away at the end of this broadcast. This broadcast is not going to be super long because I have to get my kids to school. It's early morning here. And in about 30 minutes tops, I'm going to be out of here. And so if you stay on this call for another 30 minutes, there's a pretty darn good chance that you're going to be a lucky winner of one free VIP ticket for Steve Tan's Ecom World Summit event on October 21st and 22nd in Singapore. And you'll meet with John and with myself and with Steve and with everybody else. Huge lineup of speakers. I can't wait to meet Com Mirza and whoever else is there. It's just a really mind-blowing lineup. So let's see if you can get a word in there, John. What do you think?
Well, I love But yeah, the event is going to be amazing. The quality of speakers, it's sold out. It's an amazing event. You know, we're lucky that we've got some VIP tickets that we can essentially sell. So, but one lucky person is going to get a free pass, a free VIP ticket. Obviously, come to the summit, which is awesome. So, hang around. You know, listen to what we've got to share with you, and you know, stay to the end, and it might be the lucky one, the chosen one. This should be good. Should be good. So, Thomas, let's kind of share, you know, what's been going on in our world the last few months, in and around everything e-com, so advertising, e-commerce in terms of stores, conversion, all of that. So that's gonna be good. So you wanna maybe start?
Yeah, sure. So, you know, Facebook, of course, cannot keep their hands off making changes, right?
I
We already know that.
My bandwidth.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit better now. Now you're actually moving again. So don't worry too much. You're fine. So the thing is, you guys have to give us shout outs, okay, throughout here. Nobody who's on the call and just sitting there with your hands in your pockets is going to get a chance to win the VIP ticket. All right, go ahead.
I'm not sure if Thomas has dropped out and everybody can hear us, so let's wait a second or two and see if that's the case.
We're fine. I think we're fine. Yeah, someone froze John, but I think we're perfectly fine. So
someone froze John.
Don't mind. Oh no, he stepped out. All right. Okay. Apparently he can't hear us. He was perfectly fine. Let me just shoot him a message real quick. Okay, so he's going to come back in, and there he is. So we'll see what's going to happen here. I know. Okay, so are you back?
I'm back.
Okay, I can hear you.
Hey, my string broke.
I can hear you. Don't leave. Don't walk away. Stay with us. Okay, so there are a couple of things, right? A couple of things that happened. Actually, a bunch of things in Facebook that changed. Updates to the user interface, updates to Power Editor, updates to some features and details. So we're going to talk about that in Singapore in detail. And here, for the short time that we have on this broadcast, let me just say it's really not that different. I think that the big changes that we're seeing on the user interface, things like changes about the way that you're putting in your bidding mode, or that you decide between auto bidding and manual bidding, those changes are very obvious, very interfacial, because they're right there. It looks like, wow, everything changed. But really, it's just a different way to do the same settings, to implement and apply the same settings that you were able to set before as well. So there's not really a big change in the way the interface works. It's just a little bit of a different way of presenting it. And then the other thing is this, learning mode. So learning mode is pretty interesting. They threw in there some information about when your ad set is still in the process of gathering the initial pieces of information to optimize where the best buyers or the best converters for whatever objective for the conversion that you've selected there. Now, there are a couple of things that we noticed with this. So number one, the big difference is they tell you now you need 50 conversions. 50 conversions in order to get the campaign, the ad set trained to start optimizing. And we were kind of always playing the number of 25 before this. So 25 conversions was kind of like the general wisdom on that. But now they're saying it's 50, so everybody was kind of shocked. But I had always said, well, 25, take that with a grain of salt. And just, the more the better. 25 is really the minimum where it starts working. So now they're saying, well, we'd rather get 50 in the time to learn. Now, it is important to get these conversions within the delivery optimization window that you've chosen in the bidding section. Okay, so where you set the conversion optimization in the ad set, and where you choose you want to do this, optimize it for 1 day, for 1 day click, or do you want to optimize it for 7-day clicks and 1 day view? There are different options, right? So these options determine in which time frame you have to have these 50 conversions. If you select 1 day there, you need to have 50 conversions in 1 day in order for this learning mode to work. If you choose 7 days, you have to have the 50 conversions in 7 days, which of course makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so that's how this works. And then the other thing is they really want to train us to leave our campaigns alone so that Facebook can actually learn something about what we want and how the people that are exposed to our ad sets might actually react to the campaign and respond. So if you mess around and every 500 impressions, you keep changing the manual bid or you keep changing the budget, or here, there's a transaction, there's a conversion, let's ramp up the budget and scale. Not good, okay? This is the main idea of Facebook's educational aspect of changing this user interface and telling you, we're still learning. Don't mess with it just yet, okay? So now, of course, the question is, all right, well, you say, Thomas, I need 50 conversions, 50 purchases, and I get a purchase for 20 bucks. That means I need to go 5 times 2. That means I need to spend $1,000 on the first day, right? So that's going to work, right? Oh, no, that's not going to work either. So that's the bad part, right? It doesn't work like that either. It has to be done so that you have to lay it out. You know, if you're still in the testing phase, you have to lay it out so that the learning mode can happen while you're testing, while you're being conservative with your budget. But you have to, on the other hand, also be, you know, a little bit forthcoming with your budget and show some confidence in what you're testing. So that's the main thing about, you know, the actual user interface changes in Facebook. And the things that we've done in the background in our projects are really totally awesome. They've led to a groundbreaking new development in Trackify, actually, and that is that we are rolling out a source content variable in Trackify that you can use to put information into the Trackify pixel, Facebook pixel events about where your traffic is coming from. And that is really awesome. It's a completely new way of thinking about the events, the differentiation of values and parameter that you're putting into the Facebook pixel events, and also a completely new way of thinking about building custom audiences, building lookalike audiences, optimizing, and using multiple different accounts to scale up your winners and promote stuff in the same store. All right, a little bit more on that later. You want to jump in and do a little something about something? Maybe what are you up to? Scaling or funnel building? How about funnel building? You're the funnel whisperer. Why don't you talk a bit about funnels?
Funnels, yeah. Here's the thing. One of the things that we've been testing a lot lately is basically providing different options around quantities and where to display the quantities. So one of the things that we found, if you're really expecting people to select their own quantity, then you shouldn't. Okay, so in testing we found that offering a 1, a 3, and a 5 unit option, and if you make the 3 or the 5 option more enticing, then you can significantly your AOV on the front end acquisition, you know, and by roughly 40%. Yeah, so 40% additional as a result. So that changes the game in terms of acquisition costs. So if you are looking to get your traffic profitable on the first purchase from a new customer, then you really need to be looking at how you use funnels and make these quantity selections available to people. So we have got roughly 22% of people taking 3 units on the very first purchase, and we've got roughly 19% taking 5 of the product on the first purchase. So, and that changes the game big time as an advertiser, because you essentially can, one, afford to at least acquire the customer if things are going up and down in the auction systems, and two, basically allow you to spend even more money on advertising to acquire more customers. So that's one of the biggest things that people should be doing, rather than allow people to select their own quantities. And this testing has been going on a long time. If any of you guys out there are familiar with bump offers, like in say ClickFunnels, those guys are one of the first to bring it to market, where you go from the sales page, where you're going to then the cart page, and the cart page you got the option to select more, and testing has found, if you give options of 1 to 10, you're going to get some people take 2 and 3 and 5 and 7, etc. But you don't want to give too much choice, and if you remove certain choices, less overwhelm, and you're forcing people to make a choice. Okay, so if the incentive is a bigger saving for more units that they put in a cart, then that's a good thing, and it works really well. So that's one thing that you can do. Now, one of the easiest that you can apply this and put it in, say, a Shopify store, is just by putting a graphic that details the saving for a 3 or a 5 or 7 unit option if they take, higher quantities. That's the easiest way to do it. Just doing that one thing alone is going to bump AOV. The second option is obviously start to use funnel software or apps, like Cart Hook, Funnel Builder. There's a few of them, or if you're using ClickFunnels and stuff like that. But that is one thing that we've used considerably to help AOV. The other thing we've done is testing and simple things like button color and call to action on the button. Yeah. So what's really working well for us right now is a red button with add to cart. And if you have 3 different options, you got a 5 quantity, a 3 quantity, a 1, a 3, and a 5 quantity, is put the 5 quantity in red and put in the 1 and 3 in green with add to cart. People go for the red button, okay? And we're talking roughly about 1%. There's a 1% jump in that. So just simple things like that are going to help you increase, 1, conversion, 2, AOV. So that's why I love, talking about funnels. But there's heaps. I could talk all night about funnels and the stuff that we've been doing lately, and how we've been, testing and split testing, and the type of things we're testing. And not all of it works, but I have to test against the control to see what's working. So I love it. I love those tests.
I know you do, and this is awesome. This is really the part where John is really awesome at, and funnels work so well because you have this kind of clinical environment where as soon as you have some type of baseline of, okay, this works in a certain way, now let's make a little change over here and twiddle that, and then you come up with these, oh, this has that many percentages better, and now this is awesome. So this is really, really cool, the way that you can kind of dissect and affect very big changes to very small tweaks that you make in a funnel environment like this. So, we're using things like the Zipify pages can be used to set up this triple offer thing, and Funnel Builder has this option as well, I believe, right? So there are different options to get things into your Shopify environment with that as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's so cool. You know, I love doing the experiments. I like to see it, you know, in 2-3 days and see which one's winning. You know,
Yeah.
so
Right.
you have to do that.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
But
Okay.
so
Awesomeness. So let's
share.
sorry, go ahead. Oh, now he's
No,
frozen.
let's share some other.
Yeah. So a lot of people are asking about you know, is there something that has changed? We're getting a lot of traffic, but no conversions. Alex is asking this year, what should I do if my store was profitable and doing good volumes 3 months ago, but now it's doing poorly, even after testing so many products? Let's see, there are other, you know, questions that are kind of going into this general direction of how do I make something work if it hasn't been working all that well. So let's do some scaling, says Vassal. So let's talk about that for a little bit. So number one, with these changes that Facebook made to the way that that the optimization window works and that the learning mode is telling us how the learning is in progress, you should consider going back to testing add to cart optimization, okay? So instead of optimizing your campaign all the time for purchase, optimize them for add to cart and do it that way. That way you may get a little bit more add to carts and a little bit fewer purchases, but you get more people into the funnel where you can follow up with them for abandoned carts. You can follow up with them with DPA ads that chase the people down that have put stuff in the add to cart, into the cart and haven't checked out. And these are one of the most profitable Facebook ads that you can ever run is dynamic product ads that are set up with the Trackify feed and the Facebook catalog, and they're just running, and particularly the ones that are going after people that have put stuff into the cart but not purchased something within, you know, the last 10 to 30 days. So these are by far the most profitable ads. Once you set up a DPA ad like this and you see how profitable they are, how low the CPA is on them, your only focus needs to be, how do I get more people into this group where they go into the add to cart but not purchase DPA and start converting at $5, $6, $7 CPA, where normally you get, you know, between $20 and $30 CPA maybe on the upfront traffic. So that is your solution right there. If you have that DPA set up and you're getting them through the retargeting, then you can kick up the optimization of the cold traffic ads and put them into add to cart mode and optimize for add to carts. You get way more conversion events within that window that is required for the learning mode, and you're going to get the learning mode to terminate faster and then optimize from there. So it's going to work better for you than always just hammering the purchase optimization. And that goes back even down to using all the way back to engagement type optimizations, right? With video ads, we're running a lot of video ads in video view optimization mode, which does this, where everybody is chasing the same audiences for buyers, for people that Facebook thinks are prone to buy something. And so they're getting really high CPM sometimes, and it's really hard to compete for this kind of purchase optimized traffic. When you send video view optimized traffic into the same exact audience, all of a sudden your CPM drops to like $4 from $35, right? High CPM was a big problem for a lot of people. So it literally drops way down to below $5 when you do things like run ads for video view optimization. So what happens is the target audience for an ad set is not the only thing that determines who's going to see your ads. You're going to reach a different layer within that same audience if you optimize the ad set for video views compared to add to cart, compared to purchase. You're going to reach all different layers in that audience, and the different layers have a different level of competitiveness to them, and that's how you attract other traffic, and you slice the the pie a little bit differently. You know, Kirill mentioned that in the Facebook Live that we did a few weeks ago, is that he always tests all kinds of optimizations. When he tests, he doesn't just run a test for purchase and then throws the product out, but he just puts the product up and he tests all kinds of optimization slices there so that you can really see what is the potential of that product. Also, of course, always harping on doing your optimization based on the engagement of your creative. Engagement, getting your engagement on the creative up is always the most important thing that you can do to fix something if you don't get in cheap enough traffic, if you get low CPM. I've started looking at the relevance score as something that actually matters. You know, I always kind of poo-poo the relevance score because it's such a coarse, such a rough scale where you have only really 10 values and really only 3 different values that matter, because once you drop below 6, it's like forget about it. And between 6 and 10, there's some difference in performance, but not all that much. So it's like, you know, that scale of 1 to 10 really is only relevant for you to decide between, is it below 6 or above 6, and how can I get it from 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 to 10, right? So that is, but it's good to look at that. Between different targeting and different creatives, you're going to see different relevance scores, and all of a sudden you catch that one that gives you a 9 or a 10, you're going to have way cheaper traffic and it's going to convert better as well. So, you know, having this kind of generic approach to getting a relationship with your audience from the very beginning, where they see a video from you for the very first time, then being able to retarget them in different segments, retarget video viewers directly, grab lookalike audiences from video viewers, retarget view content visitors that have looked at your products separately, retarget cart engagers separately, and convert them through the funnel like this. So having this bigger picture view of building a relationship with your audience. And I think we should mention one more thing that we do, and maybe you can illustrate that a little bit more, John, and that is the back-end follow-up. What happens after all this retargeting that happens on Facebook? What are we doing with the audiences to continue to build the relationship even outside of Facebook? And I'm talking about, you know, of course, email marketing, email follow-ups, and email sequences that we're putting into the back end.
Yeah, definitely. So once you've gone to all that trouble of driving traffic and you're capturing people in the funnel segments, you know, you have to retarget to them, okay? And essentially retargeting is follow-up and multiple touch points. And you have to have those multiple touch points to get your marketing message across further. Also, see if you can entice them across the line from being a prospect into an actual customer. So one of the great ways, as Thomas suggested, is DPA, you know, dynamic product ads, you know, but another way you can do this is by email, by SMS, by Facebook Messenger. And there's 3 great examples where you can continue the marketing message and follow up through slightly different mediums. So email works really, really well. Email is a great communication tool, and you should be using it. And the way you use it is you follow up at different points. In the same way that you're trying to do it with retargeting, and you're doing people that visited the product page, and people that went into cart, and people went to initiate checkout, you can pretty much do the same thing with email, okay? So you should be having secrets that really making an incentivized offer. And the first offer you should try is following up and say, hey, just remind them that essentially they've left a product in their cart. That's it. You know, you've left this behind. Hey, come and grab it now. And take them directly to the checkout. You know, they've already seen the product page. They don't need to go back to the product page. Just take them to the checkout, and then you'll find that you convert people really well, okay? Then after a few days, you want to follow up again, and remind them again. And you continue to do that over a duration of time. What we do know is that over a 10-day window is your ideal opportunity to essentially convert these people. They are at their warmest, first touched, and interacted with your ad, and then obviously with your business. Okay, so if you get to about 4 or 5 days and they haven't purchased by your 2 or 3 reminders, then offer them a small incentive. That incentive can be, say, 10%. Take advantage of additional 10% off for the next 24 hours. So then and it's called a discount ladder. So you then present an incentive to try and get them across the line. And it works really well, okay? Now I tell you, if you put a simple sequence in to, browser abandoners, cart abandoners, you'll get anywhere between probably 10 to 15% additional revenue by just putting that in place, okay? Now, people are, oh, I don't know how to write emails. I don't know what to say. I don't know what the subject lines should be. There's so much information out there. You just Google and you can find stuff about cart abandonment sequences, all the different split tests on subject lines. It's not difficult to see some really good examples that you can model and then obviously start using yourself, okay? And some of the tools out there give you some sort of generic templates to use. But the most important thing really is it's down to this segmentation. It's down to this follow-up, okay? And the multiple touch points. And that's the good thing about, having automation tools like DPA ads, because you've had that original touch point, with them clicking and looking at your store, but then you can follow up with different things. And the same thing with email. It's the same thing through Messenger, the same thing through SMS. It's just a case of, well, if they didn't like your red pair of shoes, show them that you actually have it in blue and in pink and in green, You have to cross-sell, you have to downsell, you have to upsell. So, and one thing about remarketing, retargeting, it's not just about converting the prospect into the customer. So it's great that we do that, I know, and everybody out there, and if you don't know, it's more expensive to initially convert your first customer, okay? But then once you have that customer, it's easier, far easier to get them to spend more money, 5 times more. So this is why you also should have a remarketing, a retargeting strategy that goes after your buyers. The number one thing you should do straight away is have a video that essentially goes to them after their first purchase, just saying, hey, really appreciate you, new customer, thank you for buying, a little bit about you, and then just thank them at the end and maybe say, hey, as a new customer, here's an additional off, use this and go back to the store. Now, not everyone's going to use it, but what I can tell you, you're going to change the frequency of purchase from that new customer. He's going to come back and buy again in a very short time frame. So that's one example of something you should do with retargeting your buyers straight away, before they get their product, because there's this thing called buyer's remorse, okay? So if you can go back and present who you are, a bit about the brand, make them another offer. And I can tell you now that the cost to get them to repeat purchase is far less than it would be to try and get a brand new customer. So you have to use those strategies, but remarketing on the back end, building your back end system completely changes the profit in your business. So I'll be sharing more about that when we meet up, Thomas.
Awesome.
Steve Tanz. So, but there's a couple of strategies you should be doing.
Totally. Very cool. Thank you so much for sharing that. That is awesome stuff. So just a couple of quick questions I want to answer here. Steve is saying, do you follow up with Messenger? The answer is, of course, yes. And there's an automated app that does that, right? That dials in and actually sends offers. You can set it up so it follows up and informs them about delivery status, as well as sending them updates about new offers that you can cross-sell, right? Okay, good. Yeah, Steve Scully says, thank you, John, as well. This is an interesting one here. So Matteo is asking about Messenger, Audience Network, Instant Articles, etc. So I use them sometimes. I don't use them as separate placements in separate campaigns. I would add them on for scaling purposes, and then just keep an eye on it. Usually what you want to do when you target multiple placements in the same ad set, you want to, every now and then, you want to look at your breakdown, and you want to break down in placements and then look where you're spending money and where you're getting conversions. If you're spending money in one of those placement channels there and you're not getting any conversions, that's bad, and you want to take that out. In all other cases, it's better to leave it in, right? If you have it included and you just give Facebook a little bit more options to flex their muscles on their algorithm, that's usually a good thing. What happens is either you're not going to spend any money on that placement channel, which is fine. You know, it doesn't matter if it's included or not. Facebook can figure it out. Or you do spend money, you get conversions. That's even better. That's awesome, right? And if you see that, oh, I'm spending money, I'm getting conversions, but I wish I could spend more money. In those cases, you can try to push a little bit more traffic into that by extracting that placement channel into a separate ad set. But usually, it kind of messes with the algorithm, and it's usually better to just kind of leave it alone, leave it running alongside, be happy that you get some additional conversions at cheap costs. So just be mindful in case you're getting a whole bunch of traffic on a placement channel and no conversions. So you're spending a lot of money but no conversions. In that case, you should just take it up. Okay. Okay. There was a huge question like this one. I wanted to see what that looks like when it's displayed. That looks awesome. You look awesome too. That is great.
Can I go to school?
No, not just yet. Bartke in just a minute. I see I need to get off the broadcast, so we're going to be done in just a minute. But I just wanted to answer that question here real quick. So yes, the main question here is there anything you can suggest we may want to do? Do you think we should also switch to a brand new ad account and for a new pixel? I would suggest that. I would suggest you switch to another ad account and put an additional pixel into Trackify and just run some new ads from that new ad account on the new pixel. There's no need to just stop everything that you're doing on the existing ad account, but just throw that into the mix and go ahead and do that. All right. Okay. So now, couple of things. We have VIP tickets for Ecom World Summit, Steve Tan's event, October 21st, October 22nd. Those are VIP tickets. The actual face value of those is $29.95. And through us, you can buy them for $24.95. Direct messages, or yeah, that's probably the best so that we actually notice the message. Direct message us through my page or through John's page directly. If you want to buy one of those, we'll send you a purchase link. You'll see us there. You get, it's like VIP ticket, VIP access is awesome. You get like food and dinners and all kinds of things, and you're basically just sitting on Steve's lap for the whole time of this 2-day event. This is what the VIP ticket does. No, really, that's what it is. It's mind-blowing. It's really a great value. And then we have, of course, our 2-day Mastermind Intensive event. That is following the EWS event the next 2 days. This is a super small group of really highly determined and highly successful Shopify entrepreneurs, e-commerce entrepreneurs who really want to power through, implement everything, get handheld one-on-one attention from John and from myself to look at your funnels, to look at your conversions, to look at your Facebook ads, to look at your campaigns, to look at your scaling, so you can actually blow it out of the water for your fourth quarter. And it's not too late to do this, right? Even at the end of October, which we're going to be next week when the event happens, there's one little tweak that's going to blow your entire fourth quarter completely out of the water and make it bomb or bust, or just blow it out, and it's going to be awesome. So you want to be at that event. It's a high ticket, high cost, super small, super high personal attention event, and you want to be there. So for that as well, get in and PM us. For this event, you're going to get a free VIP ticket included to EWS, okay? So you're going to, if you buy a ticket to our 2-day Mastermind Intensive, you get access to us for 2 days on October 23rd and 24th. That's Monday and Tuesday, as well as a VIP ticket for free to Steve's event, the Ecom World Summit on October 21st and 22nd. So that means you're going to hang with us for 4 full days, and 2 days of these really intense, really personal attention and high action, okay? So then we're going to do a VIP ticket raffle. We're going to start this right now. So guys, get on your commentary here and leave a comment right now. Just blow up the comment thread on, you have to come over to my page where the original broadcast is, right? So if you're seeing this in the e-commerce, Ecom Convert group, or in the Trackify group, or wherever you see this broadcast right now, come on over to the Thomas Bartke page where the original broadcast is, because this is where your comments are showing up. And if your comments are showing up here, I'm going to randomly select your comment right now for a chance to win a free ticket to the Ecom World Summit, a free VIP ticket. So that is literally a $29.95 value. And here's how I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to randomly scroll up and down the comment thread that I'm seeing here. So any comments that come in right now, just put it in. Anything you want to do a shout out, say yes, say I want a VIP ticket, say whatever you want, just put in your comment, and you're in the run. And I'm just going to scroll up and down the entire comment list, and I'm going to cover the part that tells me anything about who it is, and I'm just going to click my orange show buttons, and I'm going to click 10 of them at random while wildly scrolling up and down the comment list, okay? So that's how it's going to work. Is that a good way to do this? I think it's awesome. All right, so your name's all covered. I have no clue who is behind which comment. You want to make some music there, John?
Drum roll.
Drum roll, exactly. Totally drum roll. Okay, so we're going to do 10 clicks, okay? We're going to count down on the clicks. Here's 10. And whoever name is going to show up on 1 or 0 on liftoff, that's the one who's going to win the free VIP ticket. Okay, so 10, 9, 8, 7. Is that good? 6. Count with me. Come on. 5, 4. Oh, that is not drum roll. 3, 2. Oh, and the comments are just blowing up. 1, and here's lift off, the last one. Bam! Samuel Sim, me. Samuel Sim, you are the lucky winner.
And it's me. Pick me. Pick me.
Pick me, exactly. So Samuel has the ticket, and Samuel, are you able to join the event? Are you able to come to the event? Say yes.
That's a great question.
That is a great question. He says, thank you. Yes, wow. He says, wow, here he is. Wow, thank you, thanks. Okay, great. So you're going to be there. I'm not sure if there's a broadcast or anything like that. Live broadcast, no clue. So you got to make it. You got to, get your plane ticket. Get over there to Singapore. I'm gonna so PM me with your information. I'm gonna put you into. Oh, he's in Singapore. That's easy. He doesn't need to travel. That's awesome. Yeah. So PM me. I'm gonna put you right into the group where you have access to all the information that you get. Okay, so that's awesome. What a coincidence. That is pretty awesome. Cool. So there you go. I gotta get off the broadcast to my kids. Guys, message us for the VIP ticket purchase, and message us for the 2-day Mastermind Intensive event. Tickets are available. A very limited amount of tickets are available for that. EWS VIP tickets are available here and here only. Look at this. I have a princess here. Everybody sees you. Look at that many people. That's awesome. So say hi. You could have done the drawing for us. It would have been even awesomer. Okay. One famous last words. John, what do you say?
Yeah. See you in the groups. We've got these tickets to give away to the VIP. You know, there's get in and get these VIP tickets. And even to our 2-day intensive mastermind, get it done mastermind, then hit us up and we'll give you more information. But it's not far away. If you really want to blow it up for fourth quarter, then you have to be there. So until then, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. So we're going to set up a link. I'm going to post a link in this actual post and in the comments for actually purchasing the VIP tickets, and that link is going to be live as long as there will be VIP tickets. VIP tickets are also included for free as a bonus if you decide to hit us up on one of our 2-day mastermind intensive tickets. All right, so that's how the VIP tickets are going to get distributed. They are very limited. There are not many left. So be there, be square, and bye for now. It was awesome. Thank you, John. Thanks for your time. You should do this more often. Really, I miss you, buddy, and yeah. I love you for seeing you back in Singapore. I can't wait.
Daddy, you need to drive me to school.
Okay. All right. Take it easy, guys. Bye now.